A longtime rival of Sean Diddy Combs isn't holding back his feelings on the embattled rapper and producer. Curtis Jackson, better known as 50 Cent, has spoken out and at points even trolled Diddy numerous times before and after Diddy was swimming in several lawsuits for alleged sexual misconduct.
Today, we've got a massive update that's shaking the entire entertainment world. Diddy completely lost it in court after 50 Cent dropped an explosive secret that no one saw coming, and fans everywhere are absolutely stunned. What went down in that courtroom has sparked a firestorm across social media, and it looks like this is only the beginning of what could be one of the most dramatic showdowns we've ever seen between two music industry giants.
50 Cent's name came up during the testimony this week of Capricorn Clark. She is a former assistant of Sean Combs who went on to become the head of marketing for his Sean John clothing brand. Clark rose successfully and professionally through the ranks of Diddy's world during her time working for him, which stretched between 2004 to 2018, so she saw a lot. Clark claimed that Diddy would threaten her, and she says he even kidnapped her in 2011. All of this matters as we build up to how 50 Cent kind of factors into what she said on the stand. Now, Capricorn Clark started working for Bad Boy after she worked for Death Row Records. Now, that's surprising, since Death Row was ran by perhaps Diddy's most hated enemy, Suge Knight. Clark said that one of her good friends had a baby with Suge Knight, and that's how she knew him. And in perhaps the most shocking story from her testimony, Clark claimed that shortly after she started working for Diddy, Diddy and his security guards took her to Central Park after dark, and Diddy said, quote, "He told me he didn't know that I had anything to do with Suge Knight, and if anything happened, he would have to kill me." It is an allegation that paints Combs as someone who is ready to take a life. But as Capricorn Clark's testimony continued, she brought up another rival of Sean Diddy Combs and another allegation that he made an ominous threat of violence. Clark testified when working for Diddy, they went to a press event at MTV and 50 Cent was there. And just wait until you hear what she says Diddy told 50's manager. 50 Cent's real name is Curtis Jackson. He rose to fame in the early 2000s. You might remember songs like In the Club. You might remember that he was the leader of the rap group G-Unit. Now, 50 grew up in Jamaica, Queens, New York. Diddy, also a New York native. He was born in Harlem, grew up in Mount Vernon, New York, just about 20 miles away. And even though they both had success in music, they both rose to fame representing the city of New York and the rap scene there, they have been longtime rivals. In 2006, 50 Cent released a diss track about Diddy. So almost 20 years ago, this goes back a long way. And in that diss track, he says, quote, "Who shot Biggie Smalls? We don't get 'em. They gon' kill us all. Man, Puffy know who hit that expletive. Man, that expletive soft." Now, 50 is accusing Combs there of knowing who killed his friend, the notorious B.I.G. Christopher Wallace. Wallace and Puffy were incredibly close, but Wallace was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles in 1997, and no one has ever been charged for pulling the trigger. This all happened during really the height of the East Coast-West Coast rap rivalry of the 90s, which involved Suge Knight, who we mentioned earlier. 50 Cent has also accused Diddy of orchestrating the murder of death row rapper Tupac Shakur, who died in 1996 in a Las Vegas drive-by shooting. This is Dwayne.
It all started when 50 Cent arrived at the courthouse with what sources are calling a game-changing piece of evidence. People close to the case say 50 Cent had been sitting on this information for a while, waiting for the right moment to reveal it. And when he did, it was like a bomb went off. The courtroom fell silent at first as everyone tried to process what had just been said, and then everything erupted. According to reports from those who were there, Diddy immediately lost his cool. He slammed his hands on the table, started shouting at his legal team, and at one point had to be physically restrained to stop him from causing even more of a scene. The secret that 50 Cent exposed reportedly ties back to years of speculation about Diddy's business dealings and personal associations. We're talking about questions that have been floating around for over a decade. Whispers about backdoor deals, hidden partnerships, and connections that could now come back to haunt him. While the exact details of the revelation haven't been made public yet,
Sean Combs either knows something or did something for Tupac to end up dead, though Diddy has denied that. But in a 2023 Instagram post, 50 wrote, "Damn, so Pac got lined by brother love, LOL, time to lawyer up, expletive might get sticky," with a pic of Suge Knight in a car with Tupac. Diddy, who has a lot of names, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Puff, and brother love is one of those other names. Now, from Diddy's side of things, again, he's denied having anything to do with Tupac's murder, and he's also denied having anything to do with Christopher Wallace's death, and he's denied publicly having issues with 50 Cent. Here's what Combs said when he was asked about a beef with 50 in a 2018 interview with the radio show The Breakfast Club, Power 105.1 FM.
Hey, yo, I don't have no beef with
I don't know why.
With Fifth. He loves me. He loves me.
Do y'all really
can't
have
see
a
it?
beef?
I mean, y'all can't see it.
No, we can't
Y'all
see it,
can't see
man.
that he loves me?
But see,
you really think that's hate?
If you look at 50's social media, you can see he has a lot of posts about Diddy. And this is what he posted the day that federal agents in Miami raided Combs' mansion ahead of his arrest on the charges that he's now on trial for. 50 Cent posted on X, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case." 50 Cent also included a link to his G-Unit clothing brand in that post. While Diddy in the Breakfast Club clip said that 50 Cent actually loves him and there was never a beef, on the stand this week, Capricorn Clark said otherwise. Clark said that she was at this press event at MTV with Diddy and 50 Cent was also there, all of this happening in New York. Clark said, quote, "After the interview wrapped up, myself, Puff, and Chris Lighty got in the elevator." Clark said that Lighty was an entertainment manager who, on paper, was managing Diddy at the time, but was also 50 Cent's manager at the time. Prosecutors asked Clark what happened in the elevator, and she said, quote, "Puff told Chris, because they were having some sort of issue, like, I really don't like all the back and forth. I don't do that. I like guns." The prosecutor then asked, "What's the issue with an individual?" And Clark responded, he had an issue with 50 Cent. She said Combs was very serious when he said that. In this case, it has become common to hear testimony from witnesses about alleged threats by Diddy. In fact, several witnesses have said that Diddy regularly threatened to fire people, to beat people, like his former girlfriend Cassie Ventura, and in this case, making a threat involving firearms to settle a dispute per the testimony of someone who was one of his closest associates for more than a decade. Invoking gun violence and some sort of veiled threat, that could be scary for some, but apparently not 50 Cent. On Instagram, 50 posted right after his name came up in the courtroom, quote, cut, wait a minute. Puffy's got a gun? I can't believe this. I don't feel safe," with a picture that looked like an AI image of 50 Cent on a movie set looking serious. And he wasn't done. Shortly after that, he posted another AI image on Instagram of him in a Yankees hat with a very scared look on his face with the caption, "Oh my goodness, itty bitty Diddy wants me dead. I have to lay low." Sad face emoji. "I think I'm gonna hide out at the playoff game tonight, LOL." Then the next day he
Insiders say it's something so damaging that it could change the direction of the entire case against Diddy. It's not just about money anymore. It's about reputation, legacy, and possibly even freedom. Fans have wasted no time reacting. The internet exploded with comments, tweets, and videos within minutes of the news breaking. On one side, you have people praising 50 Cent for being bold enough to come forward with the truth. They're calling him a real one for refusing to stay silent and for making sure the public knows what's really going on. On the other side, there are those who are questioning his motives. Why now? Why reveal this in court instead of settling things privately? Is this about justice or is it about revenge and headlines? Regardless of where people stand, everyone agrees on one thing. This is a moment that will go down in celebrity legal history. And let's not forget the long-standing tension between Diddy and 50 Cent.
I've been very vocal about not going to Puffy parties and doing stuff like that. I've been staying out of that stuff for years. It's an uncomfortable energy connected to it. When asked if someone told 50 Cent if the energy there was off or if he went to something that felt odd, 50 replied, "He asked to take me shopping. I thought that was the weirdest stuff in the world because that might be something that a man says to a woman." He would go on to say, "From that, I wasn't comfortable around him." 50 Cent would go on to discuss the brutal hotel surveillance video released in May, which showed the Bad Boy founder horrifically attacking his ex-girlfriend Cassie. That incident was mentioned in Cassie's now settled lawsuit against Diddy, in which Diddy allegedly paid $50,000 for the tape. Once that video was made public, Diddy issued a public apology. However, didn't mention Cassie by name. As it's been reported, Diddy is no longer able to say her name publicly as a part of their settlement.
I was f***ed up. I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
The video was published to Diddy's Instagram, but has since been scrubbed from his page. Diddy's rival 50 Cent had choice words about the brutal video, saying first he denied that even happened, and then the tape comes out, so that means everything that N-word says is a lie. When someone watches that, if they have a daughter and they can imagine her being under those circumstances, that stuff is crazy. Like they let him get away with it. With all the influence and power you have, the person you're with is supposed to be a part of your life, not be forced. 50 Cent has long touted his plans to make a docuseries about his longtime rival. When asked what made 50 want to produce the series, he replied in part, "I'm the only one from hip-hop culture that's produced quality projects." 50 Cent and Diddy have collaborated on a few songs together, and when 50 was an unsigned rapper more than 20 years ago, he used to ghostwrite for the Bad Boy founder. But 50 Cent made it clear the two just worked together. He replied in part, "I wouldn't call it a friendship because there would be disappointment between us if we didn't speak to each other. There's points that we work together." 50 Cent would go on to credit Jennifer Lopez, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, who 50 Cent said told Diddy he would work with him as a songwriter in the beginning of his career. 50 Cent said this occurred when he was getting back to work after being shot several times in May of 2000.
These two have thrown jabs at each other for years, whether through interviews, social media, or their music. But this feels different. This isn't just another diss track or petty comment online. This is real life. This is courtrooms, lawyers, and potentially life-changing consequences. For Diddy, this could mean everything he's built over the past few decades is at risk. For 50 Cent, this could be seen as a victory, but it also raises the stakes for him. If the secret he exposed doesn't hold up under scrutiny, it could backfire in a big way. People are also talking about the way Diddy reacted. Losing control in court is never a good look, especially in a case as high-profile as this one. His outburst has already been dissected by legal analysts and body language experts, all weighing in on what it means. Some say it shows he's under immense pressure and knows how serious this is. Others think it was a strategic move, a way to create drama and shift the focus from the facts being presented. Either way, it's added fuel to the fire and given the media even more to talk about. As for what happens next, that's the big question. Will 50 Cent reveal even more? Is this just the tip of the iceberg? There's speculation that he might have additional evidence waiting in the wings, ready to drop if needed. Some believe this could push Diddy to settle out of court, while others think he'll fight even harder to clear his name. One thing's for sure. This case just got a lot more complicated, and the whole world is watching to see how it plays out. Social media platforms are overflowing with fan theories, memes, and hot takes. People are digging up old interviews, past statements, and anything they can find that
After Rodney Lil Jones Jr. filed his federal lawsuit against Diddy earlier this year, in which he referenced Diddy's infamous parties as seemingly the scene of a number of the allegations he now faces, including sex trafficking, forced drugging, and compromising footage of celebrities that have been held as blackmail. Stevie J seemingly responded with a post to Instagram with the caption, "This is what a real Diddy party looks like." The video showed a number of famous faces, including Jay-Z and Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, her then-husband Kanye West, Naomi Campbell, and several others who were all together to celebrate Diddy's 50th birthday in 2019. Fast forward to 2024, 50 was asked why there have been so many silent voices when it comes to celebs speaking out about Diddy, as if they're afraid to speak up. 50 replied in part, "Some of them were involved at the parties and enjoyed themselves, so they don't know what the F is on the tape or what's not on the tape. So they're not going to say anything because they might have had too much fun." And then you've got other people who look at it and go, "Well, that's not my business and I don't want to be in it." Then you got a part of our culture that says that's snitching or dry snitching. It's uncomfortable for me to say what I said because I've been saying this stuff for 4 or 5 years. Everybody else is not going to be as comfortable as I'm saying it. 50 Cent then alleged there's one famous friend that is aware of Diddy's alleged disturbing behavior. R&B legend Mary J. Blige, who got her start at Diddy's Bad Boy Records, has been a longtime friend of the embattled rapper and producer. But she reportedly has a great relationship with 50 Cent as well. When asked if Mary J. Blige reached out to 50, he responded, no. You know what? Mary never reached out to tell me not to F up Puffy because she knows he does that stuff." As Diddy and 50 Cent have long been in the rap game, they share another commonality, and that's 50 Cent's ex-girlfriend and the mother of his youngest son, Daphne Joy Navarez. The actress and OnlyFans model was named in Rodney Jones' suit against Diddy as she was referenced to as an alleged sex worker of Diddy's that also gets paid a monthly stipend. She has denied those allegations in a post made to social media, writing, "I am deeply hurt by the lies in Rodney Jones' lawsuit. The claim that I'm a sex worker is 100% false and character assassination. I am retaining an attorney to explore all legal remedies against both Rodney and his attorney."
Might connect to this latest revelation. The hashtag war has begun, with supporters of both Diddy and 50 Cent making their voices heard. Some fans are even switching sides as more information comes to light, showing just how divided the public is over this situation. And it's not just fans who are watching closely. Other celebrities have started to weigh in, adding their own opinions and stirring the pot even more. Some are expressing shock at the revelation, while others are staying silent, likely waiting to see how things unfold before choosing a side. The ripple effect of this courtroom drama is being felt across the entire industry, and it's only getting bigger. Meanwhile, legal experts are breaking down what this could mean for the case moving forward. Depending on the nature of the secret 50 Cent revealed, it could open the door to new charges, new investigations, or new lawsuits. It could also influence the judge and jury, shaping the outcome in ways no one predicted. The stakes couldn't be higher, and every move from here on out will be critical. Diddy's team is reportedly scrambling behind the scenes, working overtime to do damage control. They're looking at every option available, from issuing statements to seeking ways to challenge the validity of 50 Cent's claims. But with the court of public opinion already forming its verdict, that might not be enough. Rebuilding trust and salvaging his reputation is going to be an uphill battle, no matter what happens in court. On the flip side, 50 Cent seems to be standing firm. He's not backing down, and if anything, he appears more confident than ever. Some say this was all part of a bigger plan, a calculated move to not only win in court, but to cement his place as—
In his suit, 50 Cent said those allegations were unequivocally false and would claim she made the shocking allegations in retaliation after he moved to take sole custody of their son. Since that suit, Daphne has deleted her Instagram post accusing 50 of rape and physical abuse. 50 Cent was asked by The Hollywood Reporter the latest in the defamation suit. The rapper and television producer said he tiptoes around the Daphne stuff and explained why. He said, "I got a family court case. The allegations that came out, she posted things to her page saying some crazy stuff. But this comes 8 hours after I filed for custody for my son. And she put that up in response to that, and I'm like, ugh. In this climate, you know how quickly they pass judgment. Things have worked out since she said those things." He went on to add, "I'd like to respond and say some wild stuff, but I've got to sustain that for my son." 50 was asked if he was worried about the allegations, especially given he's making a docuseries about an alleged abuser. And 50 replied, "It is damaging. It is damaging just to have anything said about you at this point, because you have people out there who don't believe your intentions. And if things are going in a positive direction for you and something pops, they gasp." He went on to say for entertainment purposes, they exploit that as much as possible. but there's no merit to it. But one thing 50 wasn't asked was if he believed Diddy would be formally charged and/or potentially indicted for the many allegations he still faces. But attorney Ben Chu, who represented Johnny Depp during his trial against Amber Heard, says he does see an indictment coming down in Diddy's future.
I agree with that. I mean, obviously, I don't have any inside information. I don't think.
Someone who doesn't shy away from the truth, no matter how messy it gets. Others warn that he needs to be careful, because in a case this complex, anything can happen. So, where do things go from here? The next few weeks are going to be crucial. Every hearing, every piece of evidence, every statement will be under the microscope. The media will continue to cover every angle, and fans will keep debating and speculating. It's a saga that has all the elements of a blockbuster: betrayal, secrets, power struggles, and the fight for survival in the spotlight. And as always, we'll be right here following every twist and turn. This is one of those stories that's bigger than just celebrity gossip. It's about how far people will go to protect their legacy, how much truth the public really gets to see, and what happens when two of the biggest names in the industry collide in the most public way possible. Let us know what you think in the comments. Are you Team Diddy or Team 50? Do you think this revelation will be the final blow? Or is there more to the story that we haven't seen yet? Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any updates, because if what we've seen so far is any indication, this battle is far from over. Things are only going to get wilder from here.